Have you ever felt a certain weight? A quiet heaviness that has no name. It settles upon the shoulders not with a sudden crash, but like a slow, accumulating dust. It is the subtle pressure of a life filled to the brim, a cup that threatens to overflow with every small addition. We move through our days carrying this invisible load, often unaware of its true source, simply accepting it as the price of living. But what if this weight is not a necessity? What if it is something we have chosen, piece by piece, to carry with us on our journey? What if the path to lightness is not about acquiring more, but about letting go? This is a gentle exploration, a soft inquiry into the nature of our possessions. It is an invitation to pause and to listen. Listen not to the noise of the world, which constantly tells us that we need more to be happy, that we need more to be complete, that we need more to be seen. This chorus of acquisition, sung through advertisements and expectations, promises fulfillment but so often delivers only weight. It tells us our worth is measured by what we can gather, what we can display. Instead, listen to the quiet whisper of your own inner self. That part of you that knows the simple truth of your being, a truth that exists far beyond the things you own. This is the part of you that arrived with nothing and will leave with nothing but the essence of your experience. It is the silent, steady presence beneath the layers of identity we construct. So ask yourself, what is it that you are truly holding on to? Is it an object or the memory it represents? Is it a status or the security you believe it provides? And what would it feel like to finally, gently, unclench your hands and simply let it all fall away, like fine sand through your fingers? To release the need to possess, and instead, simply to be. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of the ocean at dawn. The sky is soft with the first light of a new day. The air is still and cool against your skin. You take a slow, deep breath. The only sound is the rhythmic hush of the waves as they meet the shore, a timeless cycle of give and take, of arrival and retreat. The ocean does not try to own the shore, nor does the shore cling to the water. It is a dance of temporary connection. It is in this stillness, in this vast, open space, that we can begin to see our own lives with a new clarity, away from the clutter and the demands of our everyday world. We begin to understand that all we claim to own will one day pass, from hand to hand or back to the dust of the earth. The world around us is built on the idea of accumulation. Ownership quietly becomes our identity. We mistake these symbols for the self, but beneath it all, you remain, unchanged, unowned. We attach stories to the things we own. It's a quiet, almost unconscious process, a way of anchoring our fleeting experiences to something solid, something we can hold in our hands. This watch was a gift from a grandfather. It doesn't just tell time, it tells the story of his presence, the warmth of his guidance, a love that transcends generations. This dress was worn on a day filled with laughter. The fabric itself seems to hold the echo of that joy, a perfect moment captured in its threads. And this stack of books, it represents a person we once aspired to be. Each spine is a promise, a path we intended to walk, a version of ourselves we hope to become. Each object becomes a small vessel, a container for a memory, a dream, or an identity. We build these altars to our past, these museums of the self. We look at our shelves and see not just wood and paper, but a carefully curated narrative of our lives, a story we tell ourselves, about ourselves. And so we cling to them. Without them, we fear we might forget the story of ourselves, or worse, that the story itself would cease to exist entirely. But this connection between our identity and our possessions is a powerful illusion. It is like believing the reflection in the water is the sky itself. We mistake the symbol for the source. We confuse the map with the territory. The truth is, you are not the watch, but the love that was shared when it was given. That love is a current that flows within you, with or without the object. You are not the dress, but the boundless joy you felt on that day. You are not the books, but the curiosity and wisdom that have already taken root in your own mind and heart. The objects are merely echoes. beautiful but faint reminders of a truth that lives and breathes inside your soul. The experience was real. The feeling is real. The object is just a shadow it left behind. Consider a crowded city street, filled with noise, ambition, and endless things to acquire. Each person is defined by what they wear, what they carry, where they are going. Now, consider a single, ancient tree standing alone in a vast field. The tree stands in silent dignity. It doesn't need to prove its worth. Its identity comes from deep roots, a strong trunk, and branches that reach for the sky, season after season. It simply is. It is whole unto itself. As we accumulate more, the weight begins to grow. At first, it is almost imperceptible, a subtle shift in the energy of our lives. It's like adding a single pebble to a bag each day. One pebble is nothing. A handful is manageable. We barely notice the change. We simply learn to walk with a heavier burden, adjusting our posture, our energy, our focus, without ever consciously deciding to. Soon, our homes become not sanctuaries of peace, but museums of past obligations and future anxieties. Each item tells a story of who we were or who we think we should become. A room full of objects is a room full of demands. Dust this, repair that, organize this, find a place for that, worry about this, protect that. A silent, endless to-do list. This accumulation creates a kind of psychic noise, a constant, low hum of distraction pulling our awareness away from the present moment. Every object in our field of vision is a tiny decision waiting to be made, a question our mind has to answer. And so, visual chaos becomes mental chaos. The precious, finite energy we have for creativity, for deep connection, for simple being, is diverted to the maintenance of things. And slowly, quietly, the things we thought we owned come to own us. Imagine a person walking along a beautiful sunlit path. In one vision, they are laden with heavy bags, filled with all the things they believe they need. Their progress is slow, their shoulders ache. They cannot look up to see the vast blue sky or feel the gentle breeze on their face. Their focus is only on the next heavy step. Now, imagine the same person, on the same path, but empty-handed. They walk with a light, easy stride, their arms swinging freely. The path hasn't changed. The sky hasn't changed. The only thing that has changed is what they chose to carry. The freedom is born from the act of setting the bags down. This is the essence of living lightly, valuing freedom over fullness, and choosing the quiet peace of open space over the noise of crowded shelves. The true joy of the journey is not found in what we can gather along the way, but in how unencumbered we are, able to walk with an open heart and an uncluttered mind. When we simplify the world around us, we create space for the world within us to breathe. External simplicity creates internal simplicity. It is a sanctuary for the soul. When we feel lost in the world of things, we can always turn to nature for guidance. The natural world is the ultimate teacher of living lightly. Flow, release, impermanence. The tide does not cling to the shore. It advances and it retreats in graceful rhythm. Letting go creates the expanse we find so peaceful. Shift from owner to steward. Nothing is truly ours to keep. We use, appreciate, and care, and then let go when their time with us is over. Every autumn, trees release without struggle, giving back to the whole. There are seasons for gathering and seasons for releasing. True strength is the flexibility to trust the return of spring. Our foundation is not in what we hold, but in our roots, inner self, values, earth. Begin simply. One drawer, one shelf, one small surface. 10 minutes. Gentle inquiry. Peaceful release. Ask, does this serve my soul or my ego? Does it bring peace, beauty, and true usefulness now? Place what remains with care. Release the rest with gratitude. Your home becomes a sanctuary, not a storage unit. You came into this world with only your soul, and when you leave, it is the only thing you will carry. Everything else is borrowed. So live lightly, love deeply, and remember, you were never meant to be owned or to own.